How's it going, everyone? Welcome to episode 7 of FTB Sky Adventures. I'm Tyke, and we're jumping right in. Today we're going to be making a mob farm, but there are quite a few materials that we are going to need beforehand. First, I would like to start with the storage system that we started creating at the end of last episode. We made the framing table. I ended up taking dark oak wood, some mahogany wood planks, and some mahogany wood to make this framed drawer. Now, I didn't make the framed drawers in the last episode, but between episodes, I did go ahead and make one of each and make the copies in here. The framed drawer is what you use here in the framing table to take on attributes of several other blocks, up to 3. And the finished result is downstairs, and we've got quite a few of the 2x2 storage drawers here. They do all have the gold storage upgrade in them, so I believe they can all hold up to 64 stacks in each of the slots. Now, the first thing that we're going to start with is to gather a couple of materials that we are missing for some of the other resources that we're going to need for the mob farm. First is sugarcane, and the second is rice. Now, we need 12 pieces of rice, and we've got that. And we really only need... Can you really not bone meal sugarcane? Really? I could have sworn. That's fine. We only need the 1 piece, because we can use our transmutation table to make a couple more. And I probably only needed 4, but that's okay. We'll grab sugar, we'll grab paper, and everything gets taught to the table. Except for rice, because rice can't be taught to the table, which is why we had to gain the 12 all together. Actually, I guess we didn't need 12. I didn't realize it gave 2 per, but we will need a bucket of water. And we can go ahead and make 2 of them. And each of those actually gets us 4. Oh, right. It'll need more water, so let's toss this back in here. Grab another water bucket. That bucket can also go in there. We'll craft our rice slime balls, and with the slime balls and the sugar, we can make one of the other resources that we're going to need. So let's go ahead and toss the bucket. And alright guys, give me just 1 moment, and then we'll start making these resources. Welcome back, everybody. Now, before we continue with making the resources, I did want to point out, in addition to all of the storage drawers, we did make the storage scanner, which when supplied with power and provided a radius to scan, and you hit the scan button, it will pick up all of the inventories in the area, including hoppers, the different dynamos that we have down there. Pretty much anything that has storage space in it becomes available here in the storage scanner. Now, the only thing I currently have available to transport items to is this drawer controller by selecting it as a routable location. So if I was to shift-click my items in here, it's going to get thrown down into those storage drawers. You can see it here. Now, we can pull items out of other inventories, I believe, if I wanted to grab, say, this charcoal. But if I throw it back in, we'll see it doesn't go back into this location. It's actually going to be here in the drawer controller, which is attached to all of those storage drawers down below. So we'll grab this stuff back and jump downstairs really quickly to replace the charcoal in here, and that is just being fed over into this steam dynamo to constantly be providing power. As well as I placed that energy cell there in preparation for some of the machines that we're going to need to run, but I did decide that I would like to go ahead and upgrade it so that way it stores a whole lot more energy, and after we use it for what we will need it for with these machines here in just a moment. We're going to transfer it over to the mob farm and let it run our machines over there. To start, let's go ahead and get to crafting on some of these resources. You can see I do have a bunch of chiseled sandstone here. That is what I'm going to use to build the frame of the mob farm, and we do have some redstone lamps in addition to some wiring and the ability to transport some power. But let's go ahead and start with the tree fluid extractor. Now with this tree fluid extractor, we will be able to place logs in front of it, and it will suck down the sap out of the logs and produce latex. And with a latex processing unit, we can use the latex processing unit to convert that down into tiny dry rubber, I believe is what that is called. And with a set of 9 of those in the crafting grid, we can get another type of rubber that will be smelted into plastic. And plastic is going to be necessary for the mob slaughter factory, which is one of the things that we are going to start with. And I was going to make a block placer, but to be honest, I only think we're going to need to do this once to get enough rubber, to get enough of it, sorry, I apologize, to get enough of the latex going. But here, let's go ahead, and one of the additional things I wanted to make was, I believe it's going to be this. We're going to make the augments that go into the dynamos and the machines that make them faster. This one we need silver. Alright, now let's make copies of these really quick. And we'll just grab a stack of each, and we'll end up throwing the rest back in here. But for these, let's go ahead and actually open up our inventories. This is for the machines, so they'll get 2 of the auxiliary reception coils each, since we all have them upgraded to the reinforced. And I'm opening and placing it this way to avoid the loud sound effect that you get if you just place it in normally. But then we can upgrade. You know what? I don't think I've upgraded these yet, so let's go ahead and grab 4 of the reinforced kits. And it's pretty much the same sound you get when you apply these kits to them that I'm trying to avoid. And so with these, I'm actually going to do 1 of each. One is a fuel efficiency. It should produce more energy with the same amount of fuel. And the other one increases the amount of power generated with the fuel. So hopefully it'll help balance each other out. We'll be gaining more energy and trying to be efficient about it at the same time. That's already full. It got its power transferred over from here. We're gaining a lot of power into that, so it looks like we're doing okay for our power situation for now. Alright, so we're also going to need our Eye of Ender and a hopper and, oh, I'm forgetting, is it a chest? I believe this is it, and I'm just doing it in the wrong order. Let's see, the vacuum hopper. It's a piece of obsidian. Okay. There's our vacuum hopper. Let's go ahead and teach that to the system. The rice slime ball along with the sugar, and I believe I had everything in here. 2 pieces of stone and 2 pieces of iron. Right, for our vector plates, which will be used to move our mobs around. And we'll actually need quite a few more of those. There are upgraded versions to the vector plate that we will be able to gain access to after our mob farm is set up. There's some materials that we need to gain from our mob farm. I did want to upgrade our watering can, which is going to take 3 bone meal, a piece of redstone, and 2 invar. We do not currently have the materials to upgrade it again. We do have the electrum, but it does take, I believe, the phyto grow, and we don't have access to that quite yet. So we've got an upgraded watering can though. Let's go ahead and teach that. We're going to make 3 diamond swords and teach that. We're going to make 3 golden swords and teach that. And then we're going to use all of that to make spikes. We'll make the gold ones and the diamond ones. And teach both of those. Those can actually just go in there. We'll end up using the diamond ones, though I think we're only going to use... we'll hold on to them for now and we'll throw them in there if we don't end up using them. Let's go ahead and throw the watering can in here. Alright, we also need to throw down the compactor, give it some energy, and we're going to throw blaze powder in there, and that will give us some blaze rods, which are one of the final components that we will need. And we're going to be cheaty about this and just throw this here for now. Throw those in there, let it run, get the blaze rod, and we can duplicate those. But those are required for the ender chest, which we're going to use to transport the items around. I believe this was for the block placer that I'm not going to do. And then we do need to go ahead and should have set this up already, but let's go ahead and grab our blaze rod. We'll grab a bunch of those, and we can make the ender chest. This one here, and I wanted to try with the blue and do a blue for input into our storage drawer system. So it does look like that worked. I wasn't sure if it would, but that's pretty cool. Oh, no, I just want to feed those in since we're done with those. And I believe that's it for what we're crafting currently. Let's come out here and throw down our tree fluid extractor. This does not seem to need any type of energy. We can go ahead and throw a piece of dark oak in front of it, and it should be slowly producing latex. We'll place this back. Let's go ahead and get a fluiduct and a servo. And we're going to transfer the latex from the fluid extractor into the latex processing unit. Turn this on, and we should be getting latex in here. Now we do need water, so let's go ahead and grab a sink and another fluiduct and one more servo, and place these in our hotbar so we can actually use them. We'll place the sink right here if it'll let me. There we go. And this is all just temporary. We only need a little bit of this process to get the plastic, and plastic does have an EMC value, so. But we are going to want power for the latex processor, so let's go ahead and grab this energy cell that I placed up here. And we placed this outside. Which way did we put it? We put it this way. Yes, it does need power, so let's go ahead and place this here. A nifty thing about the thermal expansion machines is in the configuration tab in the center icon, if you shift left click, it will set all of the sides to nulled, not used, not input or output, and then you can specifically set the one or two that you generally will set from there. So this is getting power. We are getting our tiny dry rubber. It is still producing off of this one, so yeah, I think this is going to be plenty. We're already almost there. We only need 9 pieces. There's our 9. So we can craft this into, I forget what tiny dry rubber goes into, just dry rubber. Okay. And with dry rubber, we just cook it. We get plastic. And now we can teach that to our table. It'll take 2 pieces of plastic for the machine that we want. I believe it's something like this. These may be reversed. I believe there's some redstone in here and a frame. Let's try switching these. There we go, the mob slaughter factory. So now, technically we don't even need to start with the diamond spikes like I was originally going to. But let's go ahead and grab this energy cell then. And we're going to use this to power the mob farm. So let me go ahead and get started on that, and I'll meet you guys over there. Welcome back, everyone. This is the layout that I've currently set up for the mob farm. It is temporary. We will change it over time. I am going with a smaller mob farm this time. It is 9 by 9 on the inside. In my previous world, I did make a giant mob farm. I believe it was 21 by 21 on the inside. But my issue, my bottleneck ended up being actually picking up the mob drops off of the ground with the ender hopper, or I'm sorry, the vacuum hopper. I just wasn't able to keep up with the amount of monsters that were spawning and being killed, so I figure if we make it a bit smaller and then just expand vertically with new sections as they're needed, then that will potentially help with that bottleneck. I did go ahead and get some redstone lamps placed. Let's go ahead and knock the levers off of these guys, and instead what we'll do is build a little staircase up real quick, and we're going to use this red alloy wire to connect all of these redstone lamps. We'll do that just to make it look even. This one can be picked up, and then we can go back down. Oh, look there. Why aren't any other corners blocked off by light? But this one is. Well, I don't know. Okay, this torch down here is keeping it lit up, and then we had it in the middle, so that should be wrapping over, and we can put our lever, and there we go. Cool. Now we'll go ahead and place our mob slaughter factory down. I believe it needs to face this way. And we're going to start placing our vector plates. Now to start, everything is going to go this way towards the slaughter factory, and then down the sides, at least till about here, where everything will get pushed right in front of the machine. this side. And then I believe, let's see, like that. And on this side, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Does that look okay? And it's gonna go here, I believe. And then all of these can fill in here. If you hold shift while you're placing these vector plates, you will remain stationary. Or, you know, the plates themselves won't move you. But we did run out of vector plates, so let's go ahead and run over and grab another stack of those real quick. We won't need the full stack, but I don't know exactly how many we need, and a full stack is better than no stack. So, grab these, head back over. Just a moment, okay. Place these vector plates down, and we're also going to have this section along the middle is going to be witch water. And so what we're going to do is have it go like this, but one of the sides needs to push like this, and then we need to move the witch water to our hotbar, and then move off of it. We're going to place it right here in the middle. And now mobs will get pushed into that spawn on that side, and mobs that spawn on this side will not, but that's okay. And so roughly, you know, half of our spawns will get pushed through. And hopefully that'll include a bunch of skeletons. Let's see, the bottom half is the Celtic. We'll fill that in. Alright, now give me just a moment to decide exactly where the rest of these are going to go, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to go ahead and finish getting this part set up. We're going to throw this down here, and I had pre-configured it while it was sitting down to output to the top, and when I walked away and came back, it had killed something. So but I think what we're going to do is we're going to have this down here, and we're going to place our vacuum hopper right here next to it, and then place an item duct, and we need to configure this to output to the front, and so it should be outputting, and then place the wall back first, and then our chest, and then this can be placed back. And now we should start getting items if mobs are spawning in here. If we come, and we are going to need to deal with some liquid that's going to come out of there. So let's go ahead and make a couple of drums. But hopefully while we're hanging out over here, mobs will start to spawn and die over there. So let's go ahead and grab a couple of fluid ducts. And a drum. Oh, we have not made a drum yet, so we are going to need iron. It actually takes 17 pieces of iron. So we can do this. Make 2 of the weighted pressure plates. Teach those. We'll take 7 to make a cauldron, and teach that as well. And then with the cauldron and the pressure plates and the remaining iron, we get an iron drum. And we're actually going to want 2 of these, because this machine we're currently using is going to collect. Let's go ahead and grab just a couple of more of the fluid ducts. But this machine is going to produce 2 types of liquid to start. Or actually just it produces 2 types of liquid. Eventually we will change this machine out, and we won't be running it on this mob slaughter factory. But for the time being, 3 will probably do. Now let's set the pink slime tank to not come out of the front. And we'll place the servo. And that should empty that. And now if we tell this to not come out of the front, but this that it can, and then place that, and then tell both of them that they're able to show working area, huh? This is going to need upgrades. Right in front of it should be fine for now. If we need to, if mobs are getting stuck, we can expand it at a later date. We can hide that. Now, it does not appear we have currently gotten anything. And eventually we're going to want to remove the experience from that vacuum hopper as well. We are past the 20-minute mark, so we are going to just wait just a moment and see if we can't get some items coming across. If not, then we will attempt to fix this the next episode. One of the things that we do need to do, I suppose, while we wait is down in our storage system, we need to import the items that we're getting into our system. So we'll take our item ducts and place our chest. And I actually want to place several ducts around this and tell them all to extract, just to hopefully increase the speed at which this is going to happen. Okay, grab that back, place these two, turn both of these on as well, and let's place one on top too. Why not? And one on the bottom because we have the servo for it. Down there like this, and like this. And we'll just leave the one face untouched. We can place our dark oak wood back, and we can just come back out here and revisit if necessary. We'll place our storage upgrades in those. And now hopefully some mobs have been spawning. I'm uncertain with all of these animals around if they're going to. I may need to kill some of these guys off, but I am glad to see that we are getting some flint chickens. And I'm going to hang out here for a moment, guys, and see if any mobs are spawning. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, as you can see, it has been working. We have been collecting some liquid meat and some pink slime, but I did have to look into it, and this machine does not allow the mobs to drop their resources or experience at all. So instead of using this guy, we are going to end up, I need to grab a piece of sandstone, and we'll chisel that bad boy and go and place this diamond spike in there, so that way we can start to get, let's see, sandstone and a chisel. But mob drops, that's what we're after. So I did get the pink slime that I wanted, but we also want mob drops now. So now that we have the pink slime, we can switch this over, and hopefully this will start producing mob drops for us. And I did see when I broke one of the pieces of the wall off, and when we just removed those items, they came in here and disappeared. They are ending up down in the storage drawers, so that's good. And we'll actually end up going for that because we just lost another piece. So let's go ahead and place the spike there. Hopefully that's good enough. We'll turn the light off and run and grab the pieces from the storage drawer. And while we're over here, hopefully we might get a couple of mobs to die and see their drops come in. So I'll grab these, head back over to the farm, place our wall back. We do have stuff dying in there, good. Is it too far away now? Does it get stuck on the, oh, it's gonna get stuck on the spike. Okay guys, well I'm going to do a bit of work on this and get it up and running, and we'll see where it takes us. I do know eventually we're going to use the mob grinder from Draconic Evolution, and we could probably work towards making that. We probably have the resources available, but we will look into that next time. So thanks for stopping by and joining me for episode 7, and I'll catch you next time.